We're definitely back at it here, right? And this is my first kick. I don't know if that's what you call it. I guess it's when you're kicking it. I don't know if that's what they say. I'm just letting you guys know right now that yeah, I'm doing kick right now. So, or at least I'm getting it set up here, right? Would you let them in the house? Would you let them in? This is the question that we have. We got Kraven the Hunter. We got who is it? Deacon Frost and a few other heroes that you're gonna know about. These are some notables that you'll be familiar with, right? So I want to see which of these people. So just give me a sec here. I'm just kind of getting the last of the streams kind of set up. Like, nowadays you can do all your streams at one time, right? Really, like now you can stream to, like, I'm just testing this out. I've never done this before, right? I just want to see how it works if I'm putting like four streams together out of one. I want to see if it'll work, man. Like, we'll see. Like, let's see. So YouTube's obviously going right now. Um, Facebook looks like it should be live. Let's see if I'm live on Facebook. I just got to get to my. I kind of want to monitor these things a little bit too, right? That's like, yeah, it says I'm live right now. And bam, there's my live. Like, let me go to my live here. And I'm just going to keep it off. But this way I can monitor my live, right? So that one's going, Facebook's going, Kick's going right now. So I'm kicking it, and my TikTok's going. And bam, I got YouTube going as well, right? So I'm fully into it. Phew, man, that took a lot of energy, right? That took a lot of energy. Give me one sec, guys. I am just going to set up a record really quickly, but 1 second here. All right, and I'm back, right? I'm back in here, fully loaded. And I got a great one for you guys today. So, I've been really enjoying these segments that I call Would You Let Them in the House, right? Which is pretty simple, right? But I worked up a very nice like chart that we got to go through to evaluate people who might be coming to your house, right? And we're going to start this off. If you haven't checked this out, I'm going to let you get into it a little bit. Like, you see this here is basically my guide here, right? Like, let me see if I can get to it here, my logo here. And essentially this thing has all 7 of the steps, right? That we're going to go through. So you haven't checked this out. Like, when a character comes to the door, this is what we got to do. We got to review them in this fashion here, right? We're going to look at our first impression of this character. Like, how do they present themselves at the door, right? That sets the tone. It really does set the tone, right? And then we got to get into how much power this person actually represents. Like, what does it mean that they're there, right? And then we're going to evaluate that potential character's character, right? Like, the character of the person. How do they behave? How do they treat others? What do they stand for? And then I got to get to something that's extremely important, which is your motive. Like, why are you at my door, right? And then we look at some things that I consider massively important, which is, what does all this mean for me? What does it mean for me that you're at my door right now? Do I need to be worried about this, right? Is everything going to be okay? Like, I need to understand what's going on here, right? So then I got to figure out, like, what's the best case scenario? Out of everything that I see in front of me, what's the best thing that could possibly happen from you being at my door? And then what's the worst thing that could happen from that same circumstance of you being at my door? So after all that, I'm going to take all that. I'm going to take your input as well, right? if you so feel fit to give it to me. And I have a lot of input channels here, right? So something should be popping off, right? So we're gonna figure out what the final determination is. So I want you guys to notice how hard I've been working on this channel, man. This is all new graphic here. Like I just set this up, right? Like I just got that going. I just launched this new format for you guys, right? All because I'm trying to get your attention, right? Like all because I'm trying to get you guys, you know what it is. You guys know what the hustle is. I'm not ashamed. I ain't too proud to beg, right? But I also added like I got my chat. If you can see it, I got my YouTube chat live on screen right now. So if you jump in my YouTube chat, you'll be live and direct right there. So I don't know if you use that as an opportunity to say something off the hook and I won't be able to react to it. But hey, it is what it is, man. I don't know what I would do given that type of power, right? And if you guys notice it, man, like I'm giving it up to you, like really like I got live captions, man. I have live captions going on while I'm ranting about stuff, right? So not only do you get to hear my rant, you can see my rant. You can be like, "What did he say?" And it'll be right there because it's a little bit delayed behind me, right? But I'm just saying, man, if you watch somebody who's like, I'm tap dancing for it, man, I'm giving it everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the rewards are damn worth it, right? So this is what we got. But the main thing is I got this new format and I'm like, you know what? I got to go live because I just want to see how it works. Hopefully some people are going to jump in here and, enjoy it, have some fun with me. Like, hopefully that's what's getting ready to happen, right? So I'm wide open. So I'm gonna get right into it. So this is the first up. Like I said, this is would you let them in the house, right? So the first person I got up on deck right now, man, is this guy, man. You can see the name up there, but obviously Deacon Frost, like Deacon Frost from Marvel Comics, Deacon Frost, who we know Deacon Frost from Blade, like the OG Blade. So Deacon Frost is at my doorstep. Would I let Deacon Frost in? And let me start by saying, like, I love Blade, the movie, right? That's one of the best damn movies of all time. Period, man. Like, maybe Blade 2 was better. I feel like they had a better budget in Blade 2 or something like that. I felt like Blade 2 was better than Blade. I don't know. That's just me. But Blade was damn great. Like I love Blade. Like that man, come on, man. That was it for me right there. So this character, this Deacon Frost character, to me, like it's essential. This was an essential character. Like, obviously Blade did a great job being Blade. Obviously, like, oh man, it was just great performances by Sanaa Lathan as the mom. Like that was impactful for me. I've been in love with her ever since that movie. Like, who else is in there, man? My girl Nebuchadnezzar Wright, like Christopherson. Like there was a lot of Tracy Lords did a good job. Like everybody, like just stacked up performances, right? Absolutely stacked up performance. None better than Steven Dorff as Deacon Frost, man. Like I know he's a little different than the comic books, but I really like this representation of Deacon Frost. So like this is what I'm gonna roll with. Like and like a very impactful movie, and just like man, a dude who just really got after it. He said himself they did it so well that nobody would ever, want to do it again, right? Nobody would do it again. Okay. So here's the dilemma. Here's the opportunity. Here's the crux of what I'm dealing with this moment, right? I hear my ring doorbell go off and I look out and it's Deacon Frost, right? So I got to make some decisions and some calculations about my life at this moment, right? And when I see Deacon Frost, like, yeah, he's going to be dressed cool. It's going to be well done. He's going to be well perfumed. It's going to look a little rough, but it's like all intended, right? He's cool. He's kind of funny. He's even charismatic. Like as long as you're being cool with him, so he's not really gonna. Well, he might bogart me. Depends on what he needs from me. This is gonna be important because if I'm just a lowly human, I'm gonna get bogarted pretty easy. But if I have something that he needs, something that he wants, and he has a reason to talk business with me, then okay, it's a different scenario, right? As long as I do what he says. As long as I do what he says. So like his ability to make an impact, like it's very powerful. And that's also a problem, right? Because he is a vampire. And look, you guys are known for getting people to like you, right? So this is all I have to consider in my head while I'm adding up. Like, what's my safety? What's my safety levels here? Okay. So then I gotta get into like, evaluating this cat, like what's his power levels at? And this is where it can get a little bit ugly, man. It can really get a little bit ugly. Based on a couple of versions, like we know he's a very powerful vampire, superhumanly strong, extremely fast, like hard to kill. He has loyal followers. He's connected to like ancient vampire magic as well. So he's very powerful. This is a notable thing that he came to my house, right? This is problematic that he came to my house, right? Him being at my house is like, oh no. Like, oh no, it's probably not going to be the same for me. No matter what, life is not going to be the same for me after this one time Deacon Frost showing up at our house. Like, we can just be really honest right here. So, like, he's a 10 plus danger level, right? This is where he is. For a regular guy like me, I don't have any superpowers. There's a dangerous cat showing up at my door, okay? Now, this is going to get real important. The real important part, if you know the wheel, right? The wheel of character is next on this wheel. Like, excuse me, right? Believe I skipped a step, right? Went from like it's very powerful. We skipped character, right? Now, here's the thing. Frost is like, see, this dude's evil, man. I can't really like flip him in any other way other than being evil. I mean, because like you do want to destroy the entire. You want to let the whole the blood god out, right? La Magra. Yeah, we figured out what that meant, homie. Yeah, we translated that shit too, right? So we know you were trying to like turn the whole world into like messed up vampire world, right? So like you are evil, but and you're also like you're foul, man. You manipulate, like you're mad manipulative, even for a vampire, right? Even for a vampire, so you betray allies, you start wars outside of like we saw in the movie. You're perfectly willing to sacrifice thousands of people to advance what your goals are. So you're not just like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm a tragic vampire and I'm just trapped here all the time. Like, no, man, you're actively tripping, man. You're actively going out there for some reason and just like crapping on the entire world, man. Why you do this? I don't know, man. I don't know why you doing what you doing, but you doing it, okay? So this is where we have to like kind of really start looking at you like, yeah, you're on like as far as like it's like your character's mad low, right? Like you're a bad person. Like there's not really much I can really do about that. Okay. So then it becomes like your motivation. And this is where I'm scared. Like I'm scared to actually ask the question because I don't want to know the answer, man. Not really. Like he wants something from me. He sees a use in me. He thinks I can help. Or worse, than I'm standing in the way. So, like, none of these things are good. But I'm hoping it's that he sees me as helpful because that's what I'm getting ready to be, right? I'm getting ready to be mad, insightfully helpful. I'm gonna have like snacks and water and all this stuff for the crew, right? I'm gonna be doing everything to make sure. Let me get a coaster for you right quick, man. Hey, you guys willing to try this new guacamole I whipped up for you? That kind of stuff, right? And then when he leaves, I just gotta get the hell out of town, right? So, like, because here's the thing, like, the best case scenario is that he comes over, we chop it up, right? Maybe we talk about a little mythology together. Like he seems like he digs ancient mythology and languages. Maybe that's why he's here. I could see him coming to me and like chopping it up. I'm like, yeah, what do you know about this mythology? And I'll be like, oh yeah, check this out, man. Bam, bam, bam. Right, refer him to a couple more of my videos. Like, yeah, always, man. Hit me up. Like, you want my info so you can text over? Because you don't have to come over. You could just like hit me up and I'll do the research for you and I'll make some videos about it too, right? So that for me, I would feel like, okay, Deacon Frost is probably pumping me, using me for information. So I'm useful alive to him. I'm useful being here, right? I'm useful in my role. I don't know about the rest of you guys, right? So I could see me being a useful resource for Deacon Frost, like a research guy. You ask me and stuff just because I'm reading up on mythology all the time, right? So this is where I think I may be able to survive this scenario. Now in this place, like this is actually a cool story, man. Like this is actually kind of cool for me. But the worst case scenario is that now I'm part of a vampire cult, right? Like now I'm part of a vampire cult, right? And this is gonna be a tough transition for me, man. It really is. Like I know, right? I know because like here's the thing. I do wear black all the time, right? Like I would fit in on that tip because they all always wore black all the time, and I always have on black t-shirts. But my black t-shirts got on, Ain't Esther, right? Like I'm rocking Ain't Esther. So I don't necessarily know if I fit in with the crew without making some major changes about who I am. Let's see. Okay, TikTok. Man, what has been going on with TikTok? Okay, I'm working on the TikTok. Let me see what's going on here, man. This has been a little weird. Let's see. Why are you doing this? Come on, come on. Oh, this is why. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on. I gotta see how to fix this. Okay, TikTok, I'm gonna be back. I gotta fix this. All right, what's going on with TikTok? What's going on here? Mm-hmm. No, we don't want that. How is Expert Broadcaster not available? Huh. I'm trying to get the audio back up for TikTok because I had a good one going on, but man, I don't know what's going on with it. TikTok's been acting a little weird. Let's see. Unmute microphones, right? So let's see what we got here. Let's see. No, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know what? I think maybe we can go with it, right? Let me see. Let me see if I can go with this. This might work for TikTok, right? All right, all right. I had to drop that out for TikTok. I'm hoping that it's coming back for you guys pretty good now. It's not. It's supposed to be set up a different way, but look, it is what it is. So I hope this is gonna work. If you're back and if you're in TikTok, I'm back. I just had to do that really quick. But thanks for letting me know. Like let me know. Okay. Okay, wow. And that's kind of the thing, man. Maybe stop doing so many damn things at once. I'm talking to myself. But man, this is kind of so basically that brings us, like to back to Deacon Frost. Like Deacon Frost, obviously, for a lot of reasons, is a dude that like it's probably all downside. Like he if I see him as cool, that means that all his glamour and stuff actually worked on me, right? That's actually what that means. So I gotta be mindful of that whenever this dude jumps on the scene. Like Deacon Frost, man, come on. So he's not getting in, right? Like if I can prevent this, he's not gonna get in because it just doesn't bode well. Okay. But if he's here, there might be a reason he has to get here, and he's persistent. So it's a problem inherently in that. Like if he shows up and knocks on the door, it's going to be a problem, man. Like we already noticed, right? We just kind of know exactly how he is, right? All right, let's see what we got. Now, what this? Uh, okay. All right. Now, this guy is more of what some people might call an actual hero, right? You see what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about Judge Dredd, right? So depending on how you see Judge Dredd is really going to make a difference. Like I don't know. Okay, okay. Let's actually weigh this guy out. Right. Let's actually look at him because okay. So the next guy up is Judge Dredd. Right. It's Judge Dredd. Do I let Judge Dredd in the house? Like, man, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do I let Judge Dredd in the house? Do I let Judge Dredd in the house? Right. Like man, all right, here's the thing. Like when Dredd rolls up to the house. Ah, ah, I'm a little worried about Dredd. Like I get it, like the uniform's clean, you're all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like Dredd's a little too much to let him up in the domicile, man. Like I don't know, man. Like because it seemed like comic book Dredd was like a lot more intense even than like you know, the Stallone Dredd or even like the Carl Urban Dredd. So like Dredd, I don't know, man. Seemed like chaos followed you around, but he's a law. He's Johnny Law. He seems like he's like, yeah, okay, let's fine citizen. He is that, right? He is that dude, right? Judge Dredd is that dude. If he rolls up, it's full armor. See, that's the thing. You rolling up, you full armor. On the positive side, you're not hiding who you are. On the negative side, you're rolling up with armor, right? That is the negative. Like the downside of you got on a bunch of armor is you got a bunch of armor. Why are you rolling up to my house armored up like this, right? So this is the first thing. So like, yeah, like barely. Because I'm like, yeah, I believe in the law, I believe in the rule of law, and all that stuff. I'm being cool. I don't break laws and stuff like that, right? I don't have one particular law I break all the time. But see, and that's the problem. That's the problem right there. So I gotta address this already, right? Here's the thing, like, so coming in, I gotta assess Judge Dredd and how much of a threat, what's his power level, right? These are the things you want to know about somebody when they show up at your front door, right? Judge Dredd is basically a one-man army. He is elite combat training. He is a tactical genius, right? He is virtually fearless. So there's nothing he won't jump into. He has advanced training and weapons. He's willing to fight against mutants. He's fought against cyborgs, right? He has a whole giant like crime network backing him up. Like he has everything, right? He has everything. If Judge Dredd wants to get me, it's done, right? So I gotta weigh this out. Okay. So I go to my like I'm hoping he can redeem himself on his character, right? Like, what's Judge Dredd's character? Well, you're not evil, but like, man, like you're way too rigid, man. Like that's the whole thing. Like, yeah, Judge Dredd is gonna like if he's at your house, he's probably gonna find some violation on you, right? So just for like being existing, like I feel like if you didn't have your trash cans in line, right? Like, yeah, I noticed your grass is an inch over on this, whatever, something like that. Like I feel like that's what it'd be like. Yeah, I noticed your tags aren't done. That's a year, like something crazy like that, right? Like that's my worry with Drudge. Not that you're evil, you know what I'm saying? But you might violate me out. Like when the house catches on fire, you'll probably help me put the house out, but then you go arrest me because my house caught on fire. That's where I kind of get with Judge Dredd now. Now here's the thing: his motive. Okay, this is the motive. This is an important part for Judge Dredd. Why are you at my house? Right. This is everything right now. This is everything, and I'm really like when I'm like, why are you here, Judge Dredd? When I ask him that question, I'm really listening for a good answer. Right. I'm listening for a great answer, right? If he says, I'm looking for a criminal, this is a problem. Why are you looking for a criminal at my house? Okay, so it's already a problem. I'm investigating a crime, also a problem. Also a problem. I don't want to be associated with I'm investigating a crime, right? Like I don't want that. Like it's problematic. I'm chasing a perp. Yeah, this is like you know what I mean? Like really, 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 unless he says like I'm asking directions, like everything else is gonna be problematic, right? Like that, like this is what it is, man. Right? The best case scenario, he comes in, and like he does what you gotta do. He asks me some questions, right? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? And he goes on, and I'm no longer part of the investigation. The worst case scenario is that this is now an active crime scene, and he starts finding stuff. And because I get scared and my voice rises, he says I'm resisting, and then he starts handcuffing me, and then I really start resisting, and now I'm fucked up, right? So this is what I fear most with Judge Dredd. The worst case scenario could be real, and that's sad. That's sad. Like it should be just like I'm not worried about a Judge Dredd. This is a judge. I should be honored. I should feel honored that there's a judge in my house. But if it's Judge Dredd, I don't feel honored that there's a judge in my house. I feel like, man, this is gonna be a problem for me. Like that's where I'm at with it, right? So this is kind of where it goes, right? So I don't know about you guys, but like overall verdict, like he isn't necessarily a danger. He is at himself, but man, he creates a lot of danger. So like I gotta say, like I kind of feel like I have to let him in because he is the law, right? So I have to let him in. Like I might make you like, man. So he doesn't need a warrant, right? I can't even make him get a warrant because he's the judge, right? So I see that as problematic. So I might as well let you in because you could even like I'd be like, yeah, come back with a warrant. Like, all right, I already knew you were gonna say that, so I just went on sign a warrant myself already. So here it is, right? And you can't question it because he does have a warrant now. So Judge Dredd is definitely problematic, and like we see what that future was like. It wasn't going good. Like the judge system wasn't working out, guys. I think you guys needed a whole new society that was centered on loving each other a little damn more, right? Because this was really really out of control here. Okay, is that my phone? No, good. It's not. All right. So who we got up next? Let me see who we got up next. Oh no, I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh my god, why do you do that? It's weird. Like I'm kind of just This is so this is so crazy. I'm just using some software, obviously to broadcast, right? And it's just like it's weird how it doesn't let me just kind of, everything's kind of layered, and it's like, yeah, you can't use this layer. Like you're not. So that's what's going on here. I'm trying to get to the right layer, and it's not letting me get to the layer. All right, let's get to the layer there. All right, so here we are. Okay, okay. All right. So we're saying from Judge Dredd. Now I'm going to Edward Cullen, right? Edward Cullen. Let me see if I can get my stuff right. Okay, I get my logo right here. All right, where are you at? Here to there. All right, there we go. Man, it took all that to get everything back in line. All right, so we got Edward Cullen, right? This is the dude. Man, so this is an interesting dude, man. This is an interesting guy. This is Edward Cullen from what was that series? Twilight series. Edward Cullen from the Twilight series. Like I kind of, like, all right, here's the thing. All right. Edward, let's see. So Edward Cullen rolls up to the spot. All right, what's the first thing I do when Edward Cullen rolls up to the spot? Like, yeah, man. Here's the thing, right? Because you're like, as far as all the vampires I've ever seen, right? This guy's pretty damn polite, right? Like, as far as vampires go, he's got to be the most polite vampire of all time, right? This guy's polite. He's very well spoken and clean cut. He kind of just looks like a regular guy. Like, honestly, he's not even dressed all like, you know, way out there goth or anything like that. Like, not there's anything wrong with being goth at all, but I'm simply saying. He's a very impressive looking guy for 120, for 100 years old. Well, I really is, right? These guys are a very well put together guy. He's got it all together. So my first impressions of him, I'm not immediately afraid of him. Like, just being honest with you guys, I'm not immediately afraid of Edward when he shows up at my door, right? Like I'm not immediately like, oh no, okay. So that's gonna work in his letter. It's gonna work in his advantage, right? Like, it's, yeah, okay. But I still have to remember, even though you seem kind of like a bitch for a vampire, like, you still are a vampire though. I can't let that, you know, come out of my mind. I can't forget that part. That, yeah, you know what? I can say whatever. I can call him a little B word or whatever like that, but he is a vampire. So I have to take him being an actual vampire very seriously, right? Like, I'm taking it very seriously. This guy has all the vampire attributes. Like, he seems like a, like, yeah, he's not really soft, right? Like, this guy can, he can probably, I'm sure you know what? Look, I'm gonna say I might be able to hold my own against. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel a little more confident against him than every other vampire. But like I said, he is a vampire though, and I have to respect that he has vampire powers if he shows up on my doorstep, right? And this is kind of the key though. Like, the key thing is, yeah, I do have to tell you no. Like, no matter what, because you're a vampire and I know about the rule around vampirism, I gotta tell you no. Like, it doesn't matter how this comes out. No, like, that's what it is, right? And here's the thing, like, even with, I'm gonna evaluate you as I would anyone else, because, like, moving on to character next, like, character does matter to me. And he doesn't seem like he's really out there, you know. He's constantly trying to seem like he's trying to not hurt people, if I'm reading it right. It's kind of weird, because, like, most of the time, like, he seems like a cool dude. Like, it's weird though, man, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Like, he's like 100 and he's dating a high school girl, and that nobody really batted an eye over this, right? Like, that's kind of the weird part right there. Like, he's 100 and he's dating this girl in high school, and that, like, it's cool though, okay? Whatever, okay? So then I gotta move on to, like, motive, right? Like, why are you here, Edward? What can I do for you? What is your motivation, right? Because this is going to be important. If he's here because he's looking for Bella, then I got a problem because like, I don't want to be mixed up in nothing to do with you and Bella and nobody else, right? I want no parts of it, right? I'm just being 100% honest with you. So whatever the motive is, if he's here, it's a problem. Like it's a problem. Like the best case scenario is he shows up and it turns out we like some of the same literature or music, which I can't really see that part, right? Some things I know he's seen over the last 100 years. Like I appreciate a fountain of knowledge, but like man, the whole thing about it is like you are a vampire, man, and like I just feel like according to these mosquitoes out here in the South, like my blood is good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like the mosquitoes out here have told me something about my blood, where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like my blood is too good, man. I can't. I'm scratching right now because it's like, man, I'll be fully covered up, man. I know they want me, so that just lets me know that my blood is like right there. So I wouldn't trust any vampire being around me, and I don't like your eyes at all. So like I have to put, like I said, no matter what, the worst case scenario is some other vampires show up over there or whatever. I get caught up in something with you and Bella and some werewolves and that at my house. I don't want to be known by any of you guys. I don't want to be known by any of you guys at all. So it's a hard no. Being a vampire, it's a hard no. Like I'm not willing to have a vampire friend. Right? That may be xenomorphic, but I'm not willing to have a vampire friend. Like I don't trust you. I don't. Like, nah, I'm not gonna be look, I'm not friends with stuff that I eat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not listen, guys. I'm not gonna have any vampire friends. That's all it is to it, right? So it's a hard no, man. It's a hard no on Edward, man. I'm sorry. This is mostly your fault, right? And I don't really like this is just a rule. A vampire shows up at your house. No, okay. Now next. All right, this is different. This is mythical right here. Let's really examine who we have here, right? Let's examine if you guys are up on her, man. Let's take a moment and understand who we have. This is Freya, who is the Norse goddess of love, beauty, and war. Now, all this sounds pretty good already, right? All this sounds like, yeah, come on in. But let's actually stop and, organize this. Like, this is a mythological heavy hitter right there, man. In terms of mythological, she is like the thing, right? You people here, now this is the thing with Freya, man. I want you guys to notice that you guys probably focused on love and beauty. You probably stop right there. You guys said love and beauty, and you stopped before you got to war. Like you heard love and you heard beauty, and you relaxed a little bit, right? You let it down a little bit, right? You let your guard slip down just a little bit because I said love and I said beauty, right? So by the time I got to war, you already were only halfway paying attention. You're already only halfway paying attention. It's when I got to war, you had already relaxed off of those first hits. She's like, man, it's love. You're like, yeah. You're also like beauty. You're like, yeah. And you didn't pay attention that I said war. And that's going to be an important part of her story. Because the love and the beauty part, that's only about half of her resume, man. That's only about half of what she's put down. Freya is also known for war and death and magic and wealth, which are good things, and desire and fate, and then the choosing of the slain, right? Like the choosing of the slain. I want you guys to remember this, right? So again, we understand our scenario. Like this is who she is. So we have to know these things about her before we make decisions about what we're going to do here, right? So on first impressions, you're like, she's overwhelming, right? She's a goddess, a divine beauty. She's confident. She like rolls like somebody who knows exactly who she is. Her armor's all cleaned up. She's got a really nice shield. Everything's working right here, man. Like everything's just working right here. She comes in and the room changes. Like on arrival, her first impression, man, it's a powerful move, man. This is real. This is real Norse divinity right here, right? This is what we're talking about right here, right? Her power, like how powerful it is. If I weigh her out, like this is a full on goddess. What are you talking about? This isn't just some superhero or some vampire or wizard. This is a goddess, right? Like confirmed genetics to it, right? She's got love, magic, fate, battle, and defying authority are all on the table here. And all that stuff mixed up like gumbo, right? That's who she is. So her power scores, man, you hit an 11 out of 10 right there. She's up there. She's logging it, okay? So now I got to really consider, like, what do I know about her character? Like, before I open this door and let her in, what's her character, right? Now, this is a fascinating character because she's not really nice, right? She's not cruel. She can be generous, passionate, protective, and loving, but she can also be a very fierce warrior, very proud, relentless, and entirely unwilling to be controlled. Like, she's wild, man. She's not having it, right? So unlike other villains, right, she's not trying to conquer the world, but she also doesn't feel like she's obligated to do anything special about it, right? So nope, I'm not gonna answer that scam call right there. So the it's gonna come down to this. We don't have a lot of other information to work with, but we gotta know, what is your motivation? Why are you at my house right now here, Freya, Miss Freya? So if she's visiting, like, something's about to happen with Ragnarok, and I don't want to have anything to do with that, man. Like, really, I don't want to get pulled into your Ragnarok, right? Like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not dealing with the Fenrir Wolf. I'm not dealing with hell. I'm not dealing with none of that. I'm not going to Valhalla. No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. Because if she shows up, that's probably what it is. Like, something happened in the prophecy, and look, you need to be over here at 7:30. And I'm like, oh man. And if I don't do it, it could be a problem with her, right? So this is kind of it. So the best case scenario, what's the best case scenario? She shows up at my domicile, right? Maybe she just imparts some wisdom on me. Maybe she, like, yeah, watching you do your channel, you talk about mythology a lot, like, bam, daps me up. I'm feeling good about myself. I come back, I do some better work. Maybe that's what happened. Very possible. It's very possible that scenario is what goes down, right? I get a lot of inspiration. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling big about myself, right? Now, the worst part of it, what's the worst possible scenario, is that now I get entangled up in some stuff, man. Now I got to worry about Loki, man. Now I got to be looking over my shoulder for some frost giants. Like, there's some stuff there, maybe a test, maybe some kind of bargain involved. Like, there might be a quest, which, like, man, there was a time where I want to go on a quest, but now I don't really want to go on a quest, man. Like, I'm really not trying to go on a quest. I'm really, if it's destiny, then it's gonna happen anyway. It doesn't need me to go, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Like, final verdict, yeah, she's dangerous and all that. I open the door, I'm respectful, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it could be worse. I'm polite, and I politely tell you I'm not going nowhere, man. But you saw what happened to Frodo and Bilbo, right? They said no too, right? And they still end up going. So we'll see. We'll see. But you can see kind of where I'm going with her, man. Like, there's a lot of good there, but man, she's not the nicest. She's not the nicest one, man. Not the sweetest. She's not the sweetest smelling flower out of them out there, right? Oh, this is like an epic one here, right? So the king of Uruk, Gilgamesh, shows up at my door. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, if my wife is home, I ain't letting you in, man. Like, I'm just letting you know right now. Like, if my wife is at the crib, I'm not letting you in. I'm not letting you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Gilgamesh, like, man, you're one of those old school heroes where it's like, there's some ugly parts of Gilgamesh, man. If you guys ever, I don't know how many of you guys have read the Epic of Gilgamesh, but, like, get a version of that story, man. That's a bomb ass story, right? Check that shit out. Check it out for real, okay? But, like, focus on the early stuff up there. Like, he was tripping, man. Like, not that this makes any difference. Like, he was raping women and he was raping the men. Like, that's what was going on. Like, I'm not saying he was raping every day, but he was raping enough for everybody to be concerned about it. Everybody was worried about that you could potentially be a victim. Everybody in the whole town. Enough where everybody prayed to whoever the gods were and was like, look, you guys got to help us, man. Like, really, really got to help us. That's where Gilgamesh was, right? That's where he was, right? Like, man, I mean, like, there's some good stuff to Gilgamesh, but I'm like, look, I gotta weigh this all out. This is gonna be a full review before I make a decision on Gilgamesh. And I'm just saying right now, based on raping allegations of the past, I already am kind of leaning towards no. I am. That's just what it is. So I'm not gonna like pretend around that one, right? I'm just gonna go what I'm saying. It's no, right? So on the first impression, like, obviously, man, he rose up, it's a big dude. It's a big dude, right? This is like a king, right? He's a king. He's got his crown on. I wish you had a shirt on. I know in your times, but, like, it's a little weird now. So, obviously he presents very well. This is Gilgamesh. His power is that, yeah, I believe Gilgamesh can whoop my ass, right? He's very powerful. He wrestles with monsters. Like, he's part guy. He's like 2/3 divine, 1/3 human, right? So he's done some stuff, man. He's been out there. He's fought like supernatural creatures, traveled into like different worlds. Like, he's been out there, man. He's had adventures that would just kill any regular dude at all. So like this is who Gilgamesh is, right? Like, we don't have to question like how he goes about his business, right? Now, this is where it gets a little complicated when we talk about his character, because like, man, this dude is mad self-centered, right? Like, insanely self-centered, man. Like, really, really, really is. I don't know if I remember him doing anything that was good for anybody else, right? Like you stopped the bull of heaven who was tripping, but they sent the bull of heaven there because you have beef with Inanna. So that didn't really have nothing to do with the rest of us, right? But somehow, like, so like you don't really have any heroic stories, right? Then you killed Umbaba for no reason at all, other than you just want the glory. So yeah, like, you're mad impulsive, you're like really entitled. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Later, Gilgamesh, you get to be wise and reflective, but you did a lot, right? You're more aware, right? After you start realizing you're gonna die one day, you start switching it up a little bit, right? So on the character, like, yeah, it's debatable, man. It looks at him as he gets better later. Is debatable. It's debatable. I don't know how much better he got. So the thing is like, why are you here, Gilgamesh? Like, tell me why you're here, right? You telling me why you're here is going to be a real big, big issue. Like, are you just stopping by on your way home from the journey? You need some beverage. Okay, yeah, cool. I'm definitely like gonna put on my breakable, my valuables up, and make sure my wife is in the house because you might need a break, and we can't have that. The best scenario is like, you break down some of the illest stories of your adventures all time, man. You tell me all about it, man. I get every single story. Tell me about friendship. You tell me about leadership. You tell me about everything that made you a great king. And I write all that down and now I publish that shit as a book called Interview with Gilgamesh, right? Starring me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the most, like, that would be it, right? That would be the best thing, okay, right? And that would be dope, man. I would fully welcome that, man. Me and Jeezy, right? The worst case scenario is he's like, yeah, I was gonna fight this monster and I'm gonna do it over here. And better yet, you come with me. Now I have a problem. Like, him asking you to come along with him is a death sentence. So this is how it could go bad for me. Like, that's the whole thing. Final verdict, yeah, I let him in. There's a lot of upside to it if he wants to be cool. So if I'm lucky and I get, Elder Gilgamesh, it'd probably be a good session. If I get regular Gilgamesh, yeah, it's not gonna be a really good thing. All right. It's really not gonna be a good thing. So I'm kind of dealing with, like, that's kind of what I'm on. So I'm gonna dip out. It's late. I'm gonna kick it with my wife, and then I'll be back after it, man. If you're into the format, like, subscribe, and like hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys are looking at.